hottest station is now live for your enjoyment with host iamBranded.
What's happening, Lady L.U.S.T? You know what I mean? Shouts out to you, you know what I mean? We digging the song, you know what I mean? We sitting around the round table listening to it, you know what I mean? And keep doing your thing, and much love to you. And it's groovy like a drive-in movie.
I appreciate it, baby. Happy birthday to you. I hear you talking, man. You sound like my cousin or something.
Nah, yeah, no doubt. I'm 22 today. You hear me, though?
I hear you, though, for real. You know what I'm saying? I hear you. Have a beautiful birthday, baby.
For sure.
Yeah, that's Max Sean 100 on that line with us.
Know that.
That's what's up.
Lux, what's up with it, girl?
Man, I'm good. I'm feeling real good right now. I'm just marinating, chilling, checking out the show.
Yeah, man, we want to get into this interview with you, man, and let the world know who you are, man. Because, man, since I heard you from day one, I knew I was going to get down with you. You know what I'm saying? So, shit, man, go ahead and let the world know who you are, you know what I'm saying, and we'll get into this.
For sure, man. They call me Lady L.U.S.T. The L.U.S.T stands for Last Undisputed Spit Truth. I'm a hip-hop MC. I'm from Oakland, California, born and raised in the town, Oakland. Moved out here to Vegas. Been mashing on the scene out here in Vegas for like 5-6 years now, just doing it strong, putting out mixtapes and everything. I just dropped my album October 30th. It's called the Miss Seeley Complex, and I'm just loving the feedback that I'm getting from the album, getting a lot of love, and I'm just trying to represent for the female MCs right now, and just speak my voice, and just be heard.
Man, shit, I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there like, from my point of view, and I don't say a whole lot about artists too much, but without question, in my personal opinion, listening to your album, man, on many a time since I done got it, easily can hang with any MC, past or present, female-wise, period. Don't cop that shit, man. It's some hot shit, real talk.
No doubt. Lady L.U.S.T in the building. Shouts out to Vintage Music Radio.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and give them your website. They can check out your music right now while we do an interview with you, you know what I'm saying, so they can come back with some questions.
No doubt. You can go to my website right now, which is askaboutlust.com. You can join the community on the website. You can go to my MySpace page as well. I got music on there, which is myspace.com/Lady L.U.S.T, LADYLUST.
And you down right? Yeah, area, stand down.
Yeah, for sure. Tell business all
but,
day, baby.
Why don't you tell, what made you come to, what made you move from the Bay to the Bay?
Man, the Bay is hot. You know what I'm saying? The Bay is still hot. You know what I'm saying? In the sense of,
Hey, mute that real quick. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm saying, the Bay at the time, and still is. The Bay, it was just hot. You know what I mean? It's a lot of action going on there. It's a lot of things going on. So it was like my family is still there, but I wanted to move on and I wanted to grow. As a person, I wanted to grow as an artist, and I just felt like I couldn't really do everything that I needed to do there. So, I made a move to L.A. first. I went to school. I went to engineering school. Came back home, tried to do it back home, and and I still needed a change. So I just wanted to see what Vegas was like. You feel me? So, I came out here. So how do you
feel about the music scene in Vegas as opposed to L.A. and in the Bay?
You said what?
How you feel about the music scene as far as the differences between the Bay and L.A. since you hit both them spots to try to get it cracking?
Okay. The differences in the music scene is like the Vegas music scene is still in its infant stages. Like it's still brand new out here. You know what I'm saying? Like you have the L.A. is definitely already an established, music scene. Of course, the Bay is already an established scene, and it has laid the blueprint for, how to be independent in the game. So you got, all of California is basically is known for that, for independent game, and it's already established. And then you have a place like Vegas, which is, it's only one city. It's not a whole state. It's only one city. You know what I'm saying? So it's in its infant stage. Like I said, it's still growing. You have artists that are still developing. The culture of the city itself is still growing. So, it's really no comparison. It's totally different. It's totally different.
Do you think that it's about to happen? Because, I've been following the music scene and fucking with people for a minute. And right now, I'm starting to feel like it's about that time. Somebody about to do their damn thing in Vegas real soon here, because, I mean, cats is really starting to put their hustle down and starting to really do things and starting to make moves and trying to do stuff with other people, whereas it wasn't like that in Vegas for a long time.
Right. It wasn't. It wasn't. Like I said, it's been so new. So it's like people are just, kind of like catching on to like what to do. You know what I mean? And of course, you have a lot of people from different places that kind of move here, bring different insight and different games. What's that?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So you got a lot of different views and viewpoints that come here to Vegas and bring a lot of game. You know what I mean, to the artists here. And as the artists here soak it up and put it all together, you see a lot of unification going on right now. Like, there was a show Saturday at the Beauty Bar. It was a lot of unification in hip-hop artists. You have, the radio's not really showing that much love yet at this time. But, I mean, as long as the artists are, unifying and coming together and collaborating and doing what they do, then it's going to keep growing and elevating.
Yeah, well, who you got in Vegas, out here in Vegas, you know what I'm saying? I'm speaking as, you know what I'm saying, you far away, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I got to do that for the fans and the listeners, whatever. But who you listening to in Vegas that's a Las Vegas artist? Who you listening to?
Honestly, I listen to my bro Rideout, you know what I mean? I listen to him. I've been listening to him for a minute, and I've been telling people for a long time to watch out for him. You know what I'm saying?
I might have to get some of his music. I ain't heard it yet.
Yeah, you gotta hear him. You gotta hear him. No doubt, I listen to him. I do listen to Shadru Price. I think he's a great lyricist. You know what I mean? I listen to whoever put music out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm gonna go ahead and say who
put music out, I'm gonna check it out. You know what I'm saying? I checked out different people's projects, and that's just really right now who I'm gonna say just sticks out in my head. You know what I mean? As a dope artist or a dope lyricist that I've heard, that I listen to, that I think has the ability to take things further.
Yeah. Okay. I feel you, because, I mean, right now I'm listening. I got a couple people that I listen to, man. I'm definitely listening to my dudes from the Camp West, Mr. Finley, TDK. You know what I'm saying? My dude, Sinpin, I just got put up on him in the last couple months. He got some slick shit
Right.
for me. Sinpin, my boy Kev Lopes with Black Rag, you know what I'm saying? Accurate. Shit, man, Explicit, some nice, you know what I'm saying? It's a couple cats, man, especially with the Gimmicks Lounge, you know what I'm saying, putting a few people on and letting people do their thing, man. It's been a few people that I've noticed up there that I like. That's how I met you.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully
Exactly.
we'll keep doing it and we'll be able to debut some of these people when people start collaborating a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and then we'll be able to get it cracking.
Right. And it's definitely, a lot of people I listen to, don't get it twisted, at these shows that I do shows with, that I listen to their music and I hear them at shows and whatnot. And, I just spoke on an artist that basically that I see consistently putting out, music, that's putting out product that I can go and I can get a CD and I can pop it in, and that's kind of like the difference. And that's where, I think sometimes the artists out here lack is like there's a lot of shows going on and a lot of cats is mashing on stage, but to go to the store and actually pick up a product, or get a CD or a mixtape from them, it's like, I don't have anything, you know what I mean, so that I can really say. And it's not, and I love a lot of these cats. I love, like, Samson, and, I think Samson is one of the dopest lyricists and everything, so it's just like I want to see more of us put out product, and I think that's coming in 2010. I think that's building up. I think a lot of people are just, getting it together right now. And, I'm just looking forward to see what's happening next year.
Yeah, I mean, what I like that you're doing it, because you are definitely every place. Like I said, I posted the interview you got, I think, what is it, City Life that you got the interview in. I'm looking at that you got songs on YouTube. These are things that I think that people got to do. And then as soon as I said, yo, look, send me some music and shit, bam, right there on email, you send it right through. A lot of cats been running into, I got to rip it off the CD form, or can you take it off my MySpace page and all that. I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and spend a little $20, get your little thumb drive, have email set up, and carry that thumb drive with you everywhere. So somebody asks you for, like, man, let me hear some of your music. By the hour, you know what I'm saying, let me email it to you right there. You look at, and then now they got it on their computer, but a lot of cats ain't really doing that. I'm looking at your website is right. A lot of people ain't putting that time and effort into it. They doing it just MySpace, where somebody already did it. But when you got your own website, you taking that extra step to say, I'm doing this shit. This is mine. I ain't got to go through nobody. This is my shit.
Right. I appreciate that. I appreciate you noticing. And, I mean, there's definitely a difference between people that do this as a hobby and people that take it seriously as a business. You know what I mean? And I take my career and I take my music, you know, it's my passion, but I also take it very seriously as a business as well, because I want to have longevity and I want to have a career in this. So
well, I think that once people really hear you, I think you're going to be all right. Real talk. You're going to be all right, because like I said, one thing I like about your music, too, is you a storyteller. It ain't too many, you know, especially any kind of up-and-coming right now. There ain't too many storytellers out there. We can kind of let that go. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's still out there. It definitely ain't mainstream. You know what I'm saying? That's probably, I'm going to ask your opinion on that, because when I listen to it, I'm like, damn, dude, if she got major distribution, it wouldn't be nobody to say, you couldn't say shit about her lyrically. You know what I'm saying? And the music is solid. You know what I'm saying? So, but when you a conscious artist, you know it's hard to blow, because I'm thinking of who probably is a conscious artist that probably people really know. And the first person to come to my mind is Common. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, as nice as Common is, and I even liked him more when he was Common Sense. You know what I'm saying? You go way back when he was Common Sense, he was even doper than he is now. But he big, but he more of a movie star now than he is an artist. And I'm thinking, why is that? Do you think you don't have a problem with ever being really mainstream because you are a conscious artist?
No, I think sometimes people forget, like, you know, I understand what you mean by conscious artists, you know what I'm saying? But Ice Cube is a conscious artist, you know. Too Short is a conscious artist, you know what I mean? If you really look at it, you know, we pretty much you listen to the mainstream music that's played on the radio, but then if you listen to the whole album, you know what I mean, you see more people are really conscious than we really give them credit for. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I mean, we do hear people, but good example, Ice Cube. Now, Ice Cube just dropped the album last year that was monstrous to me. One of his slickest albums, but it wasn't 5 times platinum. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen him on 6 and Park. Not to say that says that you made it, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, when you come to that Nas album, that Nas last album, he put out, in my opinion, hands fucking down. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Kanye is probably the most the most successful backpack rapper. I'm gonna call him a backpack rapper because he still is, to me. He's probably the most successful backpack rapper that we've seen in our time. You know what I mean? So, and I do believe it's possible, because I think when you're in a time like we're in right now, where everything is so watered down and mainstream, people are searching for that, you know, quote-unquote consciousness, or something different, or something to grasp onto, or something they can relate to. You know, it's easy. You know, it's easy to grab onto the club song and groove, and that's very easy. But at the same time, in the time that we're in right now, I think people are reaching for that type of music. So, you know, I don't worry about it. I just do me, and I just do the music that I feel, and I really don't even worry about whether or not it's going to be mainstream or not. It's just I just do what I do, you know?
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I feel you there. You know what I'm saying? Because it really don't have to, because, I mean, it is a lot of artists, per se, that's actually, you know, if you want to call them an underground artist, you know what I'm saying, that's really getting their money and getting going and moving all around the world and shit. That people just don't, they just not on their everyday TV. You know what I'm saying? You just might not see them in a lot of places that you see a lot of these other artists, but they'll get crushed by these artists that's so-called underground lyrically. They'll get
exactly.
It wouldn't even be close, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I understand what you're saying. But, you know what I'm saying? Especially as a female, you definitely putting it down, man. So, you know what I'm saying? I want to get into who you know, before we get into the nice topic. I'm hoping you're going to stick around for that. And, you know, got some people calling in and supporting you, because we're going to play some more of your music, you know what I'm saying? And then open up the lines and let some callers ask you some questions or get into this little topic that we got into. But who are some artists that you work with or that you want to work with? You know what I'm saying, either signed or unsigned?
Artists that I want to work with?
Yeah.
I would love to work with an artist named Michelle Indegocello. Have you heard of her?
Yeah.
Okay. I would love to work with artists like her. Just creatively, she's just out of here. She's been around for a long time. I would love to work with Jean Grey. I think she's one of the best lyricists out there right now, and I think she does not get the credit she deserves. I would love to be able to work with her. I've always wanted to work with the Brat, and I've always wanted to work with M1 from Dead Prez.
Oh, yeah.
You know, off the top of my head, just lyricists, that I can think of that I would love to work with. When you say
Michelle and Deocello, you know what I'm saying, I can see that because, man, I was going to even mention to you, when I listen to your CD, and it gives me a Floetry vibe. And Floetry stick with it to me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, people going to have to go ahead and check that out. You said I'm, instance, anything you want to ask L.U.S.T, and then we're going to let you put it out there again. You know what I'm saying? The whole time you're on here, we're going to let you put out how to get in contact with you, how to get, listen to your music, and we're going to slide into some more of your music, too. So, instance, you got anything for L.U.S.T?
Yeah, actually I do. I'm gonna give her more of the normal type questions right now until after we play another track. And let me go ahead and real quick welcome BMO onto the show. You know what I'm saying? I know you.
What up, BMO?
Man. I know you listening out too. Also, hey, real quick though, L.U.S.T, what does I see is you got the ... L.U.S.T, L-U-S-T, the dots behind it. What does that stand for? Something?
Yeah, the L.U.S.T stands for Last Undisputed Spit Truth.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So you came up with that yourself, or did somebody name that for you, or?
Well, actually, my last name is Luster, and so it came from that. From my last name being Luster, I kind of picked up the nickname L.U.S.T. Like in school, people started calling me that, and so when I started like taking the music seriously, the L.U.S.T just flowed, and I wanted the name to I wanted my name to mean something, and it just kind of came to me, just the acronym came to me for Last Undisputed Spit Truth, and it's just stuck ever since. So.
Okay, that's what's up. That's catchy too. I also got another question now. With the state of the industry is in right now, why do you think there are like no women, if you really think about it, as far as the mainstream is concerned, there's really nobody, repping for the women right now.
Right. I mean, I can't really say why. I don't know the reason why, but the fact of the matter is that there's not. And I'm not going to say that there's not. There are women that are out in the industry doing their thing. One of the most visible ones that we have is, unfortunately, I don't think, the proper representation of us as female MCs. But, I mean, I think everything shifts and everything changes. You know what I'm saying? So everything goes in a cycle. There's a cycle for everything. So I think it'll come back around, just like, people ask, why is the West Coast not on top? Who knows? It could be because, radio's blocked us out. And I could say the same thing about female rappers, that, the radio has blocked us out. But there comes a time when everything has to shift and change. And I'm looking for that time, and I'm hoping to be one of the leaders of that, to where, we make everything shift and change and female MCs become more prominent in the game. So that's all I could look forward to is the future, and I can't really dwell and wonder why we're not where we want to be, but just push us to where we need to be,
Right. So, yeah, that's a good way to look at it, you know what I'm saying? Because, I just been wondering, just listening to your music, it kind of reminds me of the days, when you had, the Queen Latifahs and the MC Lights, and, they was just, ripping hard, you know what I'm saying, making their way in the industry, and it's not like, I'm just like wondering, like, okay, where do they all go? I know
right.
they've grown, but where have their replacements been? You know what I'm saying? Who has been groomed to, take their places? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I think that, like you said, the Queen Latifah's MC Light, and everybody like grew up. And what happened was, then there was another generation, and it was Foxy Brown, and it was Lil' Kim, and it was, and it was the Brat, and everything shifted and changed. And now female MCs, I think, in a sense, just somewhere along the lines got lost of who they're supposed to be. When initially we started this off by just being ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And then now I think we just got lost in who we're supposed to be. And everybody's trying to follow the trend rather than just being yourself, and which is what my whole thing is like, I am who I am, I'm me. I'm not going to follow suit of what the industry wants me to be. I'm not going to, for years and years, I was told to put on heels and get on stage. I was told to rap about this and rap about that. But at the end of the day, it's not who I am. So, if I can't come in and be who I am, I don't want to do this, So,
right.
And I think that's where we kind of got lost.
All right, well, I got a little more controversial type question that kind of can tie into what we're talking about, but I'm going to save that for a little later until after we we're going to play you the next track, Come Get It, you know what I'm saying? I'm really feeling this track. I opened up the gate, with, Where You Are, with, I guess, featuring Doo-Wop.
Yeah, no doubt my DJ Doo-Wop.
Okay. That track was really
The purpose behind Come Get It, I was just, it was just an abundance of things that I was feeling at the time. I laugh because some people took it as a diss, and it's like I'm not dissing anybody. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I'm just basically saying what I've gone through, and just asking, just basically taking my respect, for what I've done, and that's pretty much it. And if anybody felt personal or sensitive about it, it's like I can't be responsible for that. All I can do is just write what I feel, and that's how that song came out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Dig that.
Hey, B-Mo, you got any questions for Lady L.U.S.T?
No, I don't got any questions at the moment, baby. That is a hot track, and I'm loving your music for sure. Hey, them lyrics are real, and that's what we're missing nowadays in hip hop and rap. We missing some real lyrics, not that entertaining, make everybody feel good. Sometimes I feel that I want to turn that off. I want to hear some real stuff nowadays.
Yeah. That's exactly what we need. That's what's missing.
And the funny thing is, we only got a couple of them tracks, man, because, we got, was Cupcake one of them that we got?
Ooh.
Cupcake, did you sing Cupcake?
I don't even remember. I probably did.
Man,
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Wait till I hear that one. It's a couple songs on there that's going to make you go, what?
Right. I mean, I'm not going in on every song. I'm not all, serious and going in on every song. Like, one thing about the album that's really good that I was really proud of is that, it's a variety of everything. It's a whole story, I could say, of my life just compacted in a certain amount of time. So, you have the political songs, you have the hip-hop songs, you have the conscious songs, you even have my sexual, sensual side as well. And you have, some party stuff on there, too. So it's like it's everything on there. It's not just one thing. I'm not just, just yelling and just being mad or anything like that. Like, it's like every emotion in my life that I've felt, you know what I mean, like over the last, year or so. So, that's one great thing about the album.
Oh, okay. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Hey, we got somebody on the phone line, too. We might be able to open that up, too, and they can get in some questions.
Now, they've been dropping on and off or whatever, so you're going to
okay, yeah,
right
they
now.
like was but that's all right. They can call back in, you know what I'm saying? We're about to, our time is halfway up, but look, when we going into what we're going to be talking about, women empowerment, you know what I'm saying, and, women leaders, you know what I'm saying? What's your take on that, L.U.S.T? And if the world was ran by women, how would it be different?
If the world was ran by women, I think it would be a lot different. And I'm gonna say this because I think that women, a lot of people say that women don't think logically, and I think women think very logically, and just just let me say one thing. I was having a discussion with my bro earlier today, and I always have to make this point that the word that, you know, that emotions and that men don't deal with emotions, men deal with emotions just as much as women do.
Yeah,
you know, and men make decisions based on emotions just as much as women do. And, you know, emotions is not a female trait. Jealousy, envy is not a female trait. It's all a human trait, you know. So I just think that our decision-making is a little bit different, you know. A lot of the times men deal with things on an egotistical level. And I think that's why we have so much, that's why there's so much war rather than things being solved in a different light, because a lot of the times ego comes into play, which is the greatest, the most destructive emotion of all for a human being. So, you know, I think women, we don't so much deal with that particular emotion, though we do deal with emotion. But that particular one, ego, I think has us, you know, where we are in this world, in this nation, has us at war, as well as greed. So that's my view of how I feel things would be a little bit different.
I can feel you on some of that. I think that men are, you know, saying we do have it takes a little bit more for a man to be emotional. That's my take on it. You know what I'm saying? When we, you know, that the ego thing, I wouldn't doubt that, because I'm going to tell you as a man, majority of the things we do is to impress women. Don't nobody want no, I say it a lot on this show. Ain't no dude out there hustling just for the women come along with it. He get the cars to bring the women along with it. Majority of it is for the women too. Regardless of what you say, when you really look at it, why would a nigga want a fucking car with 26-inch frames on it? To impress his homeboys? I assure you that it's not that. It's to impress them females. Because when you impress the females, the fellas is impressed too. So, you know,
right.
it's you know, saying you kill two birds with one stone.
I was going to say that too.
I kind of agree with that, but at the same time, you do got them dudes that are trying to outdo another dude. And yeah, it's to impress a female, but they're still trying to outdo another dude.
Right. You're right about that. That's what the ego is. That's where the ego comes in. That's not only the female, but the dude. So it's all of that combined.
Yeah. I was in the bank the other day, and I was getting some money and put some money in the bank, and there were these old guys, probably in like the 50s, right? One dude was like, yeah, man, you see the wheels of my truck, man? Like, another guy was like, yeah, man, they 20s, but they look like 24s, don't they? I'm like, what the hell?
24. No, they don't. No, they don't. Nigga, 20s do not look like 24.
And see, that's another thing. Like, you know, like guys, y'all focus on stuff like that. You know,
you're right.
You could say a woman is materialistic, which, you know, some women are materialistic, but you guys are just as materialistic. You know,
I think the reason we do shit is different. Like I said, we have the same emotions, come a lot of the same package to an extent. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why we do it, I'm gonna tell you, if a dude come on here and tell me he don't do majority of the shit he do to get at females, please. You know what I'm saying? Please. Damn near everything we do. You don't want to be the boss at your job just because it pays the most. You got power. With power, get you certain shit, and the damn show gets you women. You know what I'm saying? There's no such thing as a rich or successful man that's single. No such thing. It's impossible.
Right. From the boardroom to the pulpit.
It's impossible. That's the reason why we want to do it. There's some fake-ass ministers out there. They want to be a minister because they know it's a whole bunch of ladies in the flock that like Pastor so-and-so. Period. Don't matter what he look like. He Pastor so-and-so. And that power that comes along with him is why some niggas want to be a pastor. Some niggas want to be a D-boy. Some niggas want to be a rapper. That's the motivation behind the majority of why we want to do shit. Because there's somebody out there making $1 million being a plumber. And there's motherfuckers out there that really should be plumbing and really could do some shit and make $1 million off doing it if he did it right. You know what I'm saying? To franchise his business. But he don't want to do that because it doesn't seem as classy to be no goddamn plumber.
That's right.
Because anything that you do, you can make millions from. I don't give a fuck what it is you do. You fucking make furniture. You can make millions from it. If you make music, you can make millions from it. If you make wall plates, you can make millions from it. but it ain't that glamorous to everybody because when you talking to some young lady and you say, well, when she asks you what you do for a living, you say, well, I make wall plates. Unless you already got the Bentley, she ain't trying to hear that, and you know it.
Right. Well, that just comes down to the character of the person. You know, if that person's character feels like they need to be something all puffed up and famous and visible in order to, you know, feel good about themselves, and that's who they are, that's their character. You know, but then if you just feel like you want to be a hard-working individual, make your money, take care of your family, you know, then that shows the integrity of who you really are. You know, and then some people don't carry that integrity. Some people wasn't raised with those same morals, you know, in their life. So, you know, that's all that comes down to. But let me ask y'all, how do y'all think the country would be if Michelle Obama was the president? Or how much influence do you think Michelle Obama has on Barack?
Let me go first. I'm going to say this because we, you know, part of what we was going to be talking about, you know, women in power, you know what I'm saying, what if women ran the world, and, you know, we was also going to get into, you know what I'm saying, who do y'all think? Michelle Obama is a bad female to me. The baddest female on the planet, black woman on the planet, to me, is Oprah, hands down. There's nobody even close. But Michelle Obama, I'm extremely impressed and attracted to her swag, man. She got some mean-ass swag, man. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she is like, I give Rock a little bit more credit for choosing and pulling a woman like that. Right. I got to give him respect. Like, shit, you cannot be no half-ass. She's never going to be with, she has never been and never would have been with Tyrone or Tay. He ain't never got no part of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to say. That's the type of woman that you can't do nothing but go, damn. Because she ain't the finest chick in the world, but she is. She got some. She's sexy to me because she just exudes a type of, I'm the baddest female. I'm the president's wife. She exudes that. And she's slick with it to me. But as far as how would life be with her as the president, I don't know. Because I really can't think in a mind of a female.
I'm going to say not her as the president because, she's not. Or she's not a politician, but I'm going to say, how much influence do you think that she has on Barack's decision-making, be it emotional or, just him going off, business-wise? How much influence do you think?
I think she has. I think that is the most influential person in that man's life by far, and I think she has a ton of influence on what he does because any dude that's a real dude that know and can identify a real woman, man, that is what you model being from right there. So hell yeah, when a man really with a woman like that, oh, he definitely understands what he got. Trust me, he's a sharp dude, and the reason why she chose him is because he's sharper than what we think he is. That's a bad dude. Just being with her gave that man a couple bumps up to me because he pulled a badass female. Bad, and she respect the shit out of him. When a woman like that got the utmost respect for a dude, that's a bad motherfucker that she's standing next to. Because usually a woman like that, I hate to say it, especially with our sisters, a woman like that is, God, nigga, I'm talking about that is the most difficult female to fuck with is a female with success. There's nothing to be scared of because I like them, I'm attracted to them, and I get them. You know what I'm saying? But, man, it ain't easy to be with him. You got to stay on your P's and Q's. I mean, shit, she was the breadwinner before he was the president. I don't know if anybody knew that. She was the breadwinner in the house. She was the one making most of the money. So to have a female that, man, you got to be the president. You got to go out and be the CEO of a fucking company when your wife or your girl is like that.
Right.
You ain't got no choice. So any motherfucker that's fucking any female on that level, Stedman, Oprah like him, because I can't really, he ain't on that level, even though he is fucking with Oprah and been fucking with her for years. The fact that he ain't locked that down, she run the show. I can't respect him. I can't respect him. He ain't no...
I don't know if he locked it down.
Huh?
I don't know if he got it locked down.
He probably don't. Well, I know he don't because that's been her little boy toy for 22 years. That's bullshit. There's no way you're going to be... There's no way a woman on this planet is agreeing with being with a motherfucker for 22 years and not marrying him. So you go a female doing it? Shit. She tough to handle. And he ain't. But she like him enough to keep his ass around, and he's smart enough to not do something stupid to get fucking kicked out. That's what that is.
Right.
But he ain't the man of the house. She is. And I mean, I could be egotistical when I say that, but I don't give a fuck if I was fucking with Oprah. I'm definitely going to be the man of the house, and there's nothing wrong with being that way. I'm just a real man. So I just feel like I'm supposed to be the man of the house, and damn it, I'm going to do what I got to do. But I best believe if I'm fucking with Oprah, y'all going to be talking about me and telling stories about me, and it's going to be some articles. There's no way I can be V as I am today and fuck with Oprah. Just not going to happen. So if I am fucking with Oprah, I'm doing my thing.
That actually ties into my question. You know what I'm saying? I got a question for Lust. Now, with if you look at society, just in my opinion, you know what I'm saying, do you think the fact that society as a whole, you know, has been more liberal, you know, in terms of in the past, you know, with the things like say with same-sex relationships, you know what I'm saying, and people are coming out, you know, more as far as being, you know, gay and stuff like that. Do you think that plays a part in the females in hip hop? You know, like, okay, well, you know, now we're a little more out and open, you know, with, you know, being with another woman or whatnot or whatever. Do you think the fact that, does that help hip hop any or for females, or does it hurt it for the females?
Right now, I don't think it's not helping, because it's not like I can come in the game and say, oh, I'm a lesbian, let me in the door, you know, and it's beneficial. It's you know, it's not. I'm gonna say it hasn't been a positive for me, you know. What has been positive is just for me just being who I am, you know.
You know what? That's kind of
crazy
that you say that it ain't hurt you, because I don't know anybody to give a fuck about the female artists if they gay or not. I know I don't.
But
give
you
a
know
shit.
what? I mean, it has. I'm gonna say it hasn't hurt me because it's not gonna stop what I'm doing in a sense. But do I get feedback, or have I heard feedback from a song that I have about a woman? Yes. Have I heard negative feedback about it? Yes. You know, have I heard somebody say that they're not going to listen to my song? Yeah, I've had somebody say they're not going to listen to my music anymore because I'm talking about a woman. But they have been listening to it the whole time and didn't even know who I was talking about. And then when they finally caught on and I was talking about a woman, they're like, oh, I'm not going to listen to her anymore because I don't agree with homosexuality. But I was, you know, an artist that you really like. So, you know, I've heard, you know, both ends of the spectrum.
And I know that for a guy, it's a career ender. You cannot, you know what I'm saying? But as far as females, because, I mean, I think the majority of the female artists out there is gay.
You said you think the majority of females are gay?
Female artists, yeah. In the hip hop, yeah. Most of them is pretty much admitted.
I haven't.
Or at least you know that they with my nigga Twiggy, they'll do something. I mean, it wouldn't show me that.
That's a whole other issue, and let me speak on that real briefly. Is that, you know, for one, I haven't really heard too many female artists. I haven't heard any female artists, first of all, in the mainstream, come out and say she was openly gay. Not one.
Well, no, not come out, but I don't think that nobody doubts it.
But whether they doubt it or not, whether people doubt it or not, there has been no female artist, not the Brat, not Queen Latifah, not Missy, not anybody that's come out and say I'm gay. First of all, let's say that. Yeah, you have this new female on the scene right now that's glamorizing bisexuality, that's saying she like girls and using that because it's cute or it's quote unquote popular to be bisexual right now. But then at the same time, she'll turn around and use offensive language towards lesbians, which she has done. You know what I mean? So it's like to use that in order to get a little, you know, light, or because it's cute, or because men think it's cute for a girl to kiss another girl, so you say it in a song, but you're really not that. You know, I think it brings down, you know, like a person like me. It makes it look like not what it is. It's like that's what made you say like all girls are gay, or a lot of girls are gay.
Well, no, I'm not saying it like that. I just, you know what, and I got to correct myself because ain't nobody really came out, but I just, kind of figured that. I mean, it doesn't. I don't think that for me. It don't even cross my mind with female artists. I really don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what you do. To me, I'm listening to the music, but I've never really. I guess I'm saying it because I've never really heard. I've heard it a lot, and we've even talked about it on the show about males. I mean, it's a career ender for a male. You know what I'm saying? I think. You know what I'm saying? But a female, I think a female could come out easily, and people be like, oh, okay.
It's interesting why I came up with that question. I didn't know you was even gay. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I didn't know. You know, I heard the music, and then I knew it then. I mean, because it's funny to me when you were saying that people didn't know that you were talking about a woman. I'm like, shit, because I actually thought that was so bold, and it made me even saw you more like, shit, that's just smart, because you don't usually hear it. But shit, I can tell. I was actually going, damn, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to get some of that shit. Matter of fact, I'm going to have to talk to Lust and shit. Man, we got to talk and see what I should say. You know better than I do.
Right.
I was kind of impressed with your game. Matter of fact, I was meaning to pop collar, so there it is.
It's all good. It's all good. But, yeah, I mean, I am. And I'm open about it, and, you know, people have told me over the years, don't express that, don't say that, don't, you know, just hide that until you get to where you want to be and then come out. And it's like, no.
Man,
I'm not going to do that.
That is actually, for me, I really think it's a bonus for you. I think that it's working in your favor right now, to me.
You think it's working in my favor?
Yeah.
That's because you don't walk in my shoes.
You're right. I can't say that it is or not. I'm just saying what I see. I look at it as a positive for you.
Well,
I try to look at it as positive, definitely.
The reason why I came
but at
up
the
with
same
the question,
time, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was saying the reason why I came up with the question is because, you know, I've been dealing in the industry with you know, men and women, and actually my first artist was a female, you know, and it's just like, I know it takes a certain caliber of female to even, you know, be in this industry and, you know, have some longevity. Because, you know, if you think about it, you know, in society's eyes, you know, most, you know, girls are raised to be, you know, women and get married and, you know, and, you know, be a woman's, you know, be a man's woman. You know what I'm saying? In society's eyes, that's how most people are raised. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of females that I've encountered or whatever, you know, they like, hey, I want to rap, I want to sing, I want to do this, I want to do that, or whatever, and it's like, okay, most of them do not even stick with it, and some of them are good, you know what I'm saying, but they don't stick with it because most of them that I've dealt with, you know, they, you know, wind up pregnant, you know what I'm saying, and then they, you know, pretty much take care of their kids, and, you know, they pretty much in their career, or if it was a hobby, they in their hobby for that or whatever, so it's like now, you know, like I said, in society's eyes now, it's, you know, people are coming out, you know, male and female, you know, are, you know, it's more openly, you know, in today's society than it was, you know, back in the 60s and 70s and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I asked the question, you know, with the females, you know, now they can, you know, they could come out, you know, because I don't see, you know, you got shows like Ellen DeGeneres and stuff like that. That's mainstream, you know, person who has a major show or whatever, and she's immediately open. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, you know, that kind of, you know, opens up the floodgates a little bit, you know, so I don't see why females wouldn't come out and be like, okay, yeah, well, you know, I'm gay or whatever, and I just happen to be a rapper, but I'm gay. You know what I'm saying?
Right. The thing is, you know, even with that, I definitely hear what you're saying, and it does seem like it should be easier, and it would be a plus and everything. But there's a whole other side of that people have to deal with. They have to deal with their families, for one. Some people don't want their families to know, or haven't expressed that to their families because they feel like they may be disowned or whatever. Or even friends, they feel like they may lose their friends, or they may have grown up in a certain religious background that is against it. And so people, you know, as an individual, even before the music, you have to deal with all those things first before you feel even comfortable enough to tell your mother or tell your brother or your sister or your best friend, you know what I mean, let alone start making music about it, you know. So, you know, so when you look at it like that, it really it seems like it may be cool, but it's still not cool, you know. It takes a lot of courage, you know. It takes a lot of courage.
Too much, but I want to get this call in for you. Whatever, you got a 510 that's been hanging on. So let's get them on the line. We'll see you on the line with Conspiracy Theory Thursday with Incense, Beef in the Bag, and the hip hop. You know, new lady. I don't know how long you've been in the game, but you know, to us, you knew. You know what I'm saying? So the Bay Area, Las Vegas.
It's all good.
Lady L.U.S.T is here. You know what I'm saying? What's good with you?
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
We good. We good.
It's good.
Have you been listening?
Hi, Les. This is Lisa. How are you?
Oh, okay.
This is Theresa.
Hello. Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm good. I actually have a question for the fellas, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's
so
fine.
you guys were talking about how it's easier for a lesbian woman or a gay woman to come out and say who they are, but it's a career ender for gay men. And I was kind of interested in having you guys elaborate on that a little bit. Like, why?
Well, I don't necessarily say it's easier, but go ahead, V.
I'm going to say it. I do believe that it's easier. Now, I'm not walking in y'all's shoes, so I don't know. But it does appear to be, because I know I'm totally unbiased about two women. Really am. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Although I disagree with that. You know what I'm saying? But two dudes, I just can't understand it. Yeah, I wouldn't be openly accepting of two dudes. Two women, I don't know why, but it just never really bothered me. Mm-hmm. Two guys, I guess maybe because I'm a guy, that ain't cool with me. So, you know what I'm saying? So, I can see me, I can listen to L.U.S.T because L.U.S.T's hot. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But even hip-hop artists that I think might be, I might not fuck with it. I might not fuck with it too much.
So male artists,
I'm just gonna be honest.
You wouldn't listen to their music anymore?
If what?
So male artists that you think would be, you wouldn't listen to their music anymore?
I can't say that I wouldn't, because it's hard for me to give up good music, period, even when I disagree with a person, period. But I ain't going to say that I'd be as eager to spend money on it. Everything I'm gonna have there is going to be given to me for free.
So you wouldn't support, you wouldn't spend money because the artist, because they're gay?
Yeah, as fucked up as it sounds, I can't say that I would because I ain't never done it, but I know that I disagree with it. But two girls, I don't have no issue with it. I don't know why, and that's a little crazy to me. It don't make that much sense to me, but it's the truth.
Okay, you start?
You want to throw in your 2 cents?
Yeah. I mean, with me, I don't have no problem with it. I mean, especially if the rapper's tight, the singer's tight, you know, I could care less because to me it's about the music. You know what I'm saying? The personal life, that's one thing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't condone, you know, being with a man. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. But I don't, you know, restrict myself and disassociate myself. You know, everybody knows that has been on here. You know, I got a good close gay cousin that, you know what I'm saying, we've even had him on the show and everything. So, you know, I ain't even tripping like that or whatever. But on the other side, you know, I'm probably one of the rare dudes. All the female, I don't even you know, that don't impress me. I'm not, I got to see female, and and kissing and all that. You know what I'm saying? What is that doing for me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not involved in it. So I mean, it ain't really doing nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not a part of that stigma that, you know, all guys like, you know, the girls and stuff like that to be on each other and stuff like that.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you guys for answering my question. Huh?
Remo, did you want to go?
What I think?
Yeah, what do you think?
I'm at a loss. I kind of knew that sentiment was up there, but it's another thing to hear it directly. But I mean, it is what it is. We have a lot of work to do.
But on the second part of your question, when V said it's a career ender, you know, you got to see. like I was saying earlier, in society's eyes, and of course,
it wouldn't be cool.
A hypocritical society.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, men with men, raised to be men and be with women, you know what I'm saying? And still, you know, even though it's, like I said, in my opinion, we're more of a liberal society, you know, there's still majority, you know, in the media and the public's eyes, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, are against the whole, you know, gay thing. So it's like, it's abnormal still to them, you know, so it's like, a lot of people are not going to, you know, I believe there are a lot of gay rappers out there, you know what I'm saying, but...
Yes.
There are a lot. There are many, and there's a whole underground of them, yeah.
I don't even doubt that.
That are awesome. Yeah.
And just to let you guys know, the young lady that you're speaking with, Larisha, she has a radio show in Santa Barbara, California, actually, and she and her show actually features a lot of gay artists, a lot of artists in the LBG community that are doing their thing, and there's a whole community, basically, of artists that are really, you know, just trying to push, and it's difficult whether you're a male or a female, you know, so it doesn't make it any easier, you know, regardless, you know, it's still difficult, but. You know, I respect the honesty from you guys, but like she said, there's a lot of work that needs to be done, you know, within our hip-hop community,
and what's crazy,
our black community, everything.
And what's crazy, because I actually will argue with people that I know that, like I said, that you know, half the girls I've dated is bisexual, so they say, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but they are, I mean, like me, I think everybody should have the same rights. You know what I'm saying? As far as the, you know, Proposition 8, why not? Well, why do I care? You know what I'm saying? Two people that want to be with each other want to be with each other. Well, I don't see the problem with it, but it's a lot of people that I know that actually had, you know what I'm saying, a gay relationship at the time. They were like, no, that ain't cool. And I'm sitting there going, damn, I would think that I would say that. I ain't never done it. You do it. But it's wrong? I don't understand that. But half the people, cause like I said, a guy will date a girl that's been with a woman. But ask a woman, would she date a dude that's been with a dude?
A lot of women date dudes that have been with dudes and that are still with.
They don't know that they've been with dudes.
Yeah, they do.
They don't know.
Yeah,
but I think,
yeah, they do. They just don't want them to talk about it publicly.
Yeah, it's just not as talked about as the female. See, that's the thing. Like, females are in a sense more expressive. You know, and it's just not as talked about in our community, in our black community, as the other end. So just because you don't necessarily hear about it,
let me get this straight. Let me get this correct. Y'all believe that there's some girls out there that know that they do has been with men and they cool with me? Because every time I ask that question, or it even came up on the show, it's always a unanimous no, and I'm like, well, damn, you're kind of fucking biased to me.
A lot of the females
I know women who are with men right now.
Let me tell you how I know for a fact.
They actually try to turn them, you know what I'm saying, and they know it, you know what I'm saying, and this is, you know, people that I've been around, females I've been around that, you know, I was hanging out with my cousin, you know what I'm saying, because I was straight, you know what I'm saying, in the arrow, you know what I'm saying, so, you know, he still, you know, he was around a lot of women because, you know, he's gay, but shoot, you know, They all knew he was gay, and a lot of his friends was gay, you know what I'm saying, and they done been with a lot of his friends, you know what I'm saying, so they can't sit there and act like they haven't, you know, they didn't know that these people were gay, but they still were trying to get with them.
They do, and one of the ways we know, that it's actually a fact is because black women have the most cases of HIV in the United States. And that's one way that we actually know that it's a fact. So I'm just saying, if you just want to look at numbers, that's the reason why black women have the most cases of HIV in the United States.
Oh, because of men that... Oh, okay. Because I thought you were saying something else. Yeah, you clarified it.
One real quick thing, because we kind of, you know, fell a little bit off topic, you know what I'm saying? But I guess I brought this up anyway, but that was a great
question.
You
started the shit.
Right.
You know, I just said that, but, you know, Wanda Sykes, she's a gay comedian, and she came out open.
Yeah, and nobody cared.
People
It's
care.
cool. Like I said, I think, well, I'm sure somebody does.
People care.
I'm sure it is. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, because there's other people that's just like, man, but to me, I just think she's funny.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
It shouldn't matter.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even
It shouldn't matter if you're gay, straight, whatever. If you got tight music and you're influential, you know what I'm saying? I'm a rock it. You know what I'm saying? Regardless.
Right. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. But it's definitely a process. For sure, the process for her. We probably didn't see visibly like everything that she went through in her career when she came out and still had a job because, when Ellen first came out, she lost her job. She lost her whole TV show, and she didn't work for 3 years. Nobody would give her a show. Nobody would give her a job for 3 years. And all we do is we see her now being successful, but we don't know the path that it took and what she had to go through after she came out, in order to get to where she is today. So she still had her struggle to go through. It's just that we see her now as if, with the Ellen show, and that's all we see. That's all you look at when you see you like, dang, she's doing it, but you don't see the process that it took from the time when she came out to where she is now. It didn't just happen like overnight. She had to keep pushing. She had to kick that door down. They didn't just give it to her, and they didn't want to give it to her at all. They took it away from her in every way possible first. And it was like, nah, you're not going to take this away from me just because I'm gay. Just because of who I love. You're not going to take this away from me. And she fought for it. She could have gave up and then you never saw her again, but she actually fought. And that's what sometimes we don't see the fight and we don't see the struggle that people go through, but that doesn't mean that they didn't fight,
Right. 702.
Well, thank you.
You call back in. I'm sorry, I've been missing some calls or whatever. They keep dropping or whatever, but get your calls back in. But let me ask you a question real quick before you go. What was your name again?
Larissa?
Clarissa?
Larissa, yeah.
Larissa, okay. If women, rule the world, in your opinion, how do you think, it would really be, in your opinion?
How do I think it would be? I think there would be a lot less miscommunication.
Really? Well,
I personally do. I really do. No, men have the hearing issue, and sometimes women get in trouble for quote-unquote talking too much.
Right.
But I don't think there's anything wrong with talking. I think the whole hearing and listening thing is essential. But that's just my own personal opinion.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're going to have to stay on here now.
I'm going to leave now.
No, you on here now. You can't go. You can't kick up no dust and then walk out the door. Fuck that. Motherfucker face and try to leave? No.
You can just walk away now. You said it.
Man, you said no. But you know what? Sometimes, see, that you can't. Sometimes y'all say some shit that we don't want to hear. You know,
that's the problem. It's not about what you want to hear. It's about the fact that it needs to be said and it needs to be acknowledged and it needs to be given weight. Sometimes y'all say shit that we don't want to hear either, but we like.
Exactly. That's what I said. Hold up. I got this. Hold on, real quick. Just because you said that, that was going to what I was going to say. Like, I don't think it would be any communication would be any better because y'all do the same thing. Y'all would tone out something that you don't want to hear because I didn't hear you. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? So it'd be the same to me. In my opinion, it would probably be almost the same way because I don't think the communication would be any better. Because you know what? Have you been around? I know you've been around a lot of women. I've been around a lot of women talking. And I was just sitting there, you know what I'm saying, and they're trying to get their words in. Some of them ain't even listening to each other because they're trying to get their story out first. And I'm just like, okay.
Well, I think, and honestly, and maybe I'm making a lot of assumptions because I'm a feminist, and I see myself as a feminist. You know what I mean? But, like, I think that you can't assume that all women communicate the same. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so There's a specific type of communication that's necessary in terms of having people listen. Y'all stop laughing at me.
Hey, I'm not saying it's so on. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sitting there going, hold up now. You walked into the lion's den barking like this? No.
I stand by my statement. I stand by my statement. And another thing that you have to understand, and I'm not saying that it's right, it's something that I've learned about myself over the years in terms of how I can get combative in my speech and in my communication with other people. Sometimes when I do feel myself not listening, it's because I've said something 3, 4, 5, 10 times and people have chosen to not hear me. And so that's why I'm going back to this issue of listening. Like, it's essential. It's very much, it's necessary. And so I think that sometimes...
I'm going to put it on both of us. What I think the problem is, we have to do a better job at understanding that we are very different in how we think and do shit. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes women don't understand that it's a certain way to deal and communicate with a man. You have to learn to understand how to communicate with him. You will get across much better. You know what I'm saying? We got to do a better job at trying to understand when, you know what I'm saying, when y'all just run off at the mouth, and because we'll try to give a solution to something that you bitching about, and that ain't what you want us to do. You just want us to fucking listen. We don't know when to fucking turn it on or off.
I respect your opinion, but at the same time, like you just said something about, you're making it seem as though because a woman's tone you don't like, that there's some sort of justification not listening to her. And that's something that I have a problem with sometimes with men, because it's like, do you expect all women to speak to you in like the baby stripper voice? Is that the only way that you can understand and hear a woman?
I don't expect that. That ain't even where I went with it. Hold on, let me give you this.
They want the women that don't even speak.
Nah, I ain't gonna say that. No, I mean you making us out to be chauvinist, and we are far from it. I'm not.
I said I never once used that word, honey. Never.
You implying the shit out of it, though. You know what I'm saying? Basically, then I'm gonna hit you over the head with some shit and drag your ass in the cage. You insinuating this shit, you know what I'm saying? So fuck. I'm just saying that, it's times like this. This is an example that every dude can fucking relate to this one. You have a girl and she'll be complaining about something, telling you about her day and shit like that, and then you will start to give ideas like, you do this and won't you do that. She going to be upset with you because she didn't want you to say shit. Just listen to her and go, you're okay. That's all she wanted to do was come home and get that shit off her chest. She don't give a fuck about what you wanted to do. But instinctually, a man is going to try to do that. He's not meaning anything wrong by it. That's just what my instincts kick in for to do. Now, the same woman, when you start to just shut the fuck up and let her talk, when you don't, you just go, and she go, what? You're not listening to me? I asked you a question. What the fuck?
See, that's the thing.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't wait. So we get in trouble fast.
Are you listening to her, though? Are you actually listening to her, or
yes, I'm listening to her.
Exactly. And how did she start that conversation? Did she start it with, I'm upset, I need to vent? Or did she start it with, I'm asking you about such and such and such?
It never starts like that. Y'all just come on talking shit about Hilda, your motherfucking boss is saying some or some bullshit. And when we say, oh, okay, somebody tripping with you at your bar, and you like, oh, shit, why don't you do this, babe? Why don't you talk to you do this, or don't do that, or whoop-de-whoop, whatever you say, she don't want that shit. Now you trying to tell her what the fuck to do. She don't want that. But on the same, it depends on what day it is, that's when all that shit that she said was a question.
You talking about one particular woman.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know who these ladies are.
You generalize women off of your women.
Oh, hell no. You trying to, man, I know you don't know women like that. I know you know women like that. Hell yeah, man, that shit happens to us all the time. That is one of the biggest complaints, because I have yet to master when the fuck I should talk or not talk. And it's I don't know. I'm like, man, goddamn. I just roll the dice like, shit, they didn't crap out this time. Did good. But I'm just trying to get my ratio up there because I can't win.
The bottom line is this. This is the bottom line. The woman is the boss. And the woman just lets the man feel like he's the boss.
And that's okay.
And that's it.
That's okay, but just make us feel like we are. We all right with that if you just let, I will tell a woman that. Even if a nigga is wrong, say, all right, we're going to go with that. So when he fuck up, now you don't go, I told you so, you dumbass nigga. You just fucking go,
okay,
right, well,
see, who are those women who are
What kind of women are you?
That's good advice. You didn't want to feel like they made the decision.
Feeling like,
regardless of whether you right or wrong. I'm telling you as a man that for real, that even if they wrong, they want you to just go with it. And then you got to go through one fuck up to make the rest of the relationship better. You got to go through one fuck up. You got to.
Wow.
You got to. You got to let him fuck up so at least once to let him know that you should trust him. Because otherwise he's going to be try to be false even when he ain't.
Wow.
Seriously.
Okay, I learned a lot.
To help a relationship go. Seriously.
Hey, hold up. I think B-Mo got something to say. Go ahead, bro.
Uh-oh. B-Mo.
Look, I'm going to let y'all know right now. I agree with V on a lot of that shit. And I'm just going to say this, V, you ever go to a woman, right? And you say, baby, how was your day? And she just come back and say, what do you think?
I heard all it.
Again, I question, like, with all due respect, I'm not trying to make a judgment, but, like, that's very much representative of, like, those women. And, like, I've personally, no, that's not all women. That's so not all women.
We're not saying it is. We're not saying it is. It happens often enough for most men to be addressed today. That's what we say. It definitely happens enough to be addressed.
Yeah, because, I mean, I don't know how many women you dated, you know what I'm saying, but, yeah, that's
I've dated a few.
Yeah, I don't care.
You know, and maybe it's because I have a specific, I'm not trying to say that, I'm trying to figure out a diplomatic way to say this. I don't put up with shit like that. So I would encourage y'all to not put up with shit like that. Like, that's all I can say about that. And I don't understand that logic.
Maybe because you're a woman, they don't do it to you.
No, that's not true.
That's not true either.
You just don't date women like that.
But I would think that two women would understand how women are.
Then you just don't put up with it. Either you leave or you like, I'm not going to put up with it.
That's true, too. I'm pretty sure that y'all go through this.
Because, and another thing, and I'm just telling you about what I've noticed from some of my guy friends, like the same woman that is like going to snap on you and like be like, well, what the fuck do you think, and all this stuff, when they doing that shit with other people, y'all think it's cute. So, like, a lot of times y'all co-sign on that behavior in the wrong situations, and then when it turns on you, you're like, well, why the fuck is she doing it to me? And it's like, but it wasn't cute when she was doing it to other people either. And that's why I brought that up about having a certain caliber or a standard.
On a personal note, I don't thought she disrespected other people. Only thing the point I'm getting to is how he was talking about when you women can have a conversation, right? And then one day you react one way, and then the next day you can be talking about the same shit, and you act a totally different way. You can do like a 180. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of hard for a man to sit here. And I don't like disrespecting any woman, to be blunt. Let me just throw it out there. I don't like disrespecting women, but I believe that a woman and a man are equal. I give you just as much credit as you give me. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm sitting trying to understand how a woman is, and I come to you one day and you all cool and whatnot, and then the next day you may have the same conversation. You act a totally different way. Now, what are we supposed to do about that? How can we sit there and read what's in your head?
I don't know what to tell you about these women who snap at you one day and they're fine the next. I'm sorry. Like I said earlier.
You know what? Every time we have one. Hold up.
I'm dumbfounded to find out, like, this is a new phenomenon for you or something.
Exactly.
No, because like, I'm very much I'm a no nonsense kind of girl. If I've pick up like one time that you're acting ridiculous, it's like, okay, sweetie, bye. And that's how I personally
every single time we ever have women on here and we talk about relationships, it is always a motherfucking shocker that y'all do shit It's always a shocker. Like, oh my God, really? Who does that? Bullshit. Y'all know 10 women like that. Y'all know it.
You know what? We know. I probably know them, but I don't date them, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
We don't expect to think that. Hold on. It ain't like we start off the relationship like that. You get to liking them before this type of shit goes on. It's too late. We already like you by the time you get to doing this shit. We don't never have them problems in the first month or two. Never. Right. All relationships are blissful in the first 2 months. All of them.
But whether you liking them or not, when they start showing signs of being crazy and flashing on you for no reason.
But you know what? I don't even see that as craziness. I just look at it as it's irritating, but I'm gonna be satisfied with it. That's just a woman. Yeah, I don't think that it ain't a relationship ender. It's just annoying, and I don't give a fuck who you with.
But see,
they gonna annoy you.
That's not normal, and not all women act like that, and that's not a normal behavior. The things that you guys are saying, like you're saying it like it's a normal behavior.
Moody,
but what I think is, I think that you guys.
So you mean to tell me I done dated like everybody is abnormal? You know what I'm saying? Because I've yet to probably date a woman that.
No, I'm not saying that.
You know what I'm saying? So.
I think you dated all the same type of woman, though. You probably dated all the same type of woman. You probably need to date.
Well, most people do. You're right about that. Most people do. Yeah,
sometimes when you fall into those patterns, you need to switch out of those patterns, because if you end up dating the same type of woman and is doing the same type of stuff over and over again,
you get the same results.
Exactly.
You're right about
so,
that.
Like, that's
like
what
I
was saying earlier about, like, I know women who act like that, but I personally would never date a woman who acts like that, because I'm a busy girl and I work hard, and if I come home and you tripping, like, I don't have time for that. My home is my thing.
It ain't like, and we taking it out of context, too, as if this happens every day. Exactly. You gonna have issues in relationships. I don't give a fuck how good they are. There's gonna be days where y'all just ain't seeing eye to eye with certain shit that you probably wouldn't have tripped on today. That today is on. You stepped on a motherfucking landmine today. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, we just saying this is normal. This is just when it comes to men talking about women.
But
this is one of them that's up there on the list.
You can't have it both ways, though, because you're saying all women do this. And then
no, we didn't. You keep saying that. I know for a fact that I didn't say all women nothing. I know I didn't.
We didn't say all women, but
I didn't.
We pretty much, just bridging the gap.
I mean, I think that the other thing that's difficult is right now, because the instances that you're talking about in terms of sometimes you can say something to someone one day and then the next day they'll respond to it differently. That's a human condition. Because every day is different, and you're stepping into a situation where, because I've had men respond that way to me too, like just men that I work with, where it's like I'll try to have a conversation with them about something we discussed 3 days prior, and they're either acting brand new about it, or they act like I asked them for their firstborn child, and it's like, why are you upset right now? I mean, that's a human condition, and I think sometimes, and going back to this issue of miscommunication, I think that's a huge part of the reason why there is so much tension between men and women, because we see these things as gendered, but they're human at the end of the day.
Exactly. That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, because, I mean, we halfway proving the point sitting here arguing about it, because half the shit I'm agreeing with halfway with. And you still match the gas. I never said all women. Said it repeatedly otherwise. So I can imagine being with you, imagine being with you arguing about something that we really disagreed about. The shit will go on forever. And we saying some of the shit the same fucking thing. We agreeing with each other, but I ain't say it the way a woman would say it, I guess.
No, we
you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
We did you.
Yeah, you're right. You didn't say all women, but you said every woman you encountered.
Every woman you
said every woman that you've been in a relationship with, and most women. You did say most women. And so whether it's all women or most women or every woman that you've been involved with, it's still creating a standard in which it seems as though all women do. And realistically, like, I mean, you're probably like, you know, have met a lot of women, but you haven't met them all. You know what I mean? And so even again, it's just being careful about these categories that we set up, because I could sit here and say something ridiculous like, I don't know, all men wear purple shoes. That's not true. Well, you know what I mean? Like, it's being careful in terms of how we set these
I never once
things
used
up.
the word every. Never once.
I know, and that's exactly what I said. I said you said every woman that you've dated, and then
that's a fact.
And then you went on to say, well, maybe there's something wrong. Are you telling me that all the women that I've dealt with are this way? That's not what was said. You know what I mean? So again, just kind of being careful about these things. It goes both ways.
Yeah,
you're right. I agree.
You sure didn't say you didn't know any women like that, or you didn't deal with any women like that. So yeah, it does.
Because what about that was the fact that it's 3 guys on here that has been enough with all them says it's true. It does happen. Mm-hmm. And I'm in Vegas. BMO and Incense is in Atlanta. We in different places and shit. Some of us haven't even met each other before.
And we were all military.
We've never even met each other before, but we have the same story. That ain't a coincidence. That's a fact.
Well, why don't you
all we're just saying is this is something we would, like I said, if you ask me something about men and why men do it, I would tell you I'd rather not even debate on you whether or not it happens. I know it happens. It didn't happen to me. You know what I'm saying? But I would rather say, when a man do this, what does he want, V? And I'll give it to you. I know men better than any woman knows men, to an extent. But I know what we think, because I'm a man too. Just like whenever you would tell me something about a woman, or how women get down, or what a woman think, when a man does certain things, or whatever the case may be, I'll never argue with you about that.
Yeah.
You gotta be right.
Hey, we're gonna get into we're coming on about 26 minutes to the after hour, whatever. We're gonna go ahead and get into Lady L.U.S.T last song. Kind of change lanes real quick, but it was definitely an interesting topic that we was on, and it was actually on topic, so we ain't gotta trip like that. But we'll get into this last song. I believe it's Best Friend. Tell me a little bit about Best Friend before we play that.
So Best Friend is just basically it's a story about a relationship. It's about a special person, how you go through a relationship and things are great, like we just talked about, and maybe they didn't necessarily work out, but you still care about the person, and you just want to still be friends, and possibly even best friends and still be close with that person. So, that's when you're dealing with women that's not like the women y'all talking about.
All right. I'm gonna need you to quit stepping on my toe. I'm gonna just say that right now.
I'm just saying right there, everybody got a little women. That's it.
Thank you for listening to the #1 radio station for the people.
Nexxlegacy Radio.